happening, guys? Dan here, to Speech Up, and we're back at the garage working on this fine, well, mediocre 57 Chevy. So I finished off the interior. I don't remember quite where I left it, but it's all on. I made some door pulls out of a belt I bought from Valley Village for $3. And we got that all kind of dialed together. Seats are in. I think we're pretty much together on the inside. So I did that. Tonight we're going to be putting in these axles. Got brand new bearings on them, so they're all ready to go. So that's pretty sweet. I did a little bit of nut and bolt checking on the front end. So I just pulled everything apart, repacked all the bearings, even though it looked fine. Cotter pinned it, went through, greased every fitting, just once over stuff. So the wheels are ready to go back on. I've been sidetracked doing, well, I'm not really doing a whole lot, but being involved in the old yard work. So some people appreciate this, so I thought maybe I'd just do a quick little walk around. So we got the back pad. Unfortunately, we were supposed to pour concrete today, but it doesn't look like it, but it's actually going to pour rain and well, later on tonight and then for the next few days. So we got all this kind of dialed together. The one thing we did get done is we got the front drive taken care of, which I don't really get to use, but hey, if the renter's not around, maybe I can park in it. So we poured this yesterday. So basically, thanks to you guys, because you bought this for me, so thanks. Look how nice that looks. All right. Anyway, that's where we're leaving that for now. I'm going to clean up the front end a little bit, wipe everything down. I painted the hubs black just so it would look kind of decent with the wheels on. Let's put the wheels on, axles in, put the back wheels in, gentle. And then really mechanically it should be done. It does need the fuel line. A couple of clamps came loose, so I feel like clamps staying tight on a fuel line are pretty important. So I'm gonna climb under there and get that taken care of. And I don't know if it's gonna be tonight, but I'm hoping the sign painter's gonna come by and do a few last little minute touch-ups on a few little sponsors we're gonna put on there. They're all just made up stuff, but it should be fun. And then, I mean, really, I think this thing's done. Polish it. All right, so we're just getting after, we're gonna put the wheels on. I was about to put the axles on, then Danny stopped by the PO box, and you know, you guys are endlessly sending us stuff, and I always appreciate everything we get and stuff like that. I know we don't always mention it. We mention the lives and all those things. That feels kind of weird, I guess. But at the end of the day, Trucker Bob sent just boxes and boxes of stuff. He keeps sending me stuff that I just use all the time. Grinding discs and roll-lock stuff, and I mean, just, anyways, I just wanted to say special thanks to him, because man, this guy's awesome. Look at all this stuff. I'll use it all at some point. All right, slam some axles in because the painter guy is coming back over, and I think for some of it, maybe he wants it on the ground. So it'd be nice to have it on the ground. I just want to see it on the ground. All right, let's talk axles for a second. Now, I actually learned something from the comments. I actually learned lots from the comments, but this one specifically, axle length. Now, I pulled these axles out. I put a posi center section in after taking out a open rear end. Now, I thought, slam it in there, put the axles in, be done with it. I have heard there's a posi case. I've dealt with that before. The internet kind of busts that one, and then I busted when I did my 55 Chevy. I just slammed it in there, and it was no real issue. That's supposed to be notched out. Anyways, everything fit. There's no worries there. The next thing, someone put in the comments that posi axles are an 1/8 inch shorter. I was like, well, what the heck? So I started doing some Googling, and it turns out 55, 56 have one length of axles because posi wasn't available in 55 and 56. 57, it became an option. But I guess the way 57 went is it was a late option year, so you could actually have a 57 Chevy with an open rear end and longer 55/56 axles that are an 1/8 inch longer. All you gotta do is just take an 1/8 off. Anyways, I measured these, and these are the correct length for a posi unit. Now, mental note, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I should bring different axles for the trip. I want to bring a couple of axles, and I was going to bring a spare center section. Everything just all has to drive together, so I'll do a little bit of measuring. Worst case, if I have ones that are too long, you just cut an 1/8 off. But I forget who said that, but thanks, because that, I mean, it would have worked out anyways by dumb luck, because that's just how it works for me, but it could have been wrong. Maybe someone else will know. Apparently, if it's an 1/8 too long, it interferes with something in the rear end, which, well, you don't want that. Okay, so I jumped ahead a little bit. I jammed the axles in, which is pretty simple. It's the exact reverse of what I did 2 videos ago, so rewatch that and backwards and you're golden. They're in all new hardware, holding it, and my good buddy Traveling Sign Painter's back, and we did a few things. So we added cubic inches, both sides, which I freaking love. This thing's coming together. I decided we're going to number the door, small numbers, and then I have some little slogans. Just people have helped me out along the way and kind of like joke little sponsorships. So he's going to freehand write those on there with my ridiculous list of wants, and we will film a few of those and kind of show you what it looks like as we're making some progress. I don't want to do a whole lot as he's painting. It's kind of hard to whale on the car. I don't want to mess anything up because he's a perfectionist. So we're burning the midnight oil. It's dark outside now. Making all kinds of progress. I'm doing nothing. Danny got home after a night out and she so far has lost her phone. She's upset about it. So we're causing some drama. Anyway, so we got motor size on. A little tribute to my parents right there. Who doesn't want that? Then around back. What'd you drop? My buddy Mike. Oh, it's kind of dark here. Homeless. Or Harris Homeless hauling. My buddy Dallas. Andy's towing. Love that guy. We're just kind of working our way around here too. He's not quite done, so I don't want to rush him too bad, but... Pig. Love that guy. We numbered it, because you got to number it a little bit.
Nice.
Nice. It's getting there. And we're just finishing up old Shade Tree Mechanical. He's getting a little something on the fender, so we'll be back and show that off. And here's Danny using my phone and her computer to try and track down her telephone, which she lost.
Call this person.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Will we find the phone? Will we get everything painted? Stay tuned. Well, it is the next day. Crisis averted. We had to run out, meet the Uber driver at midnight to get Danielle's phone. Story of my life. Anyway, the paint's all taken care of. It looks good. Everything's kind of dry. Not ready to be polished or anything like that just yet. Originally, I thought I would distress this down to the car. I think step one is actually going to see if I can polish the car up to the nice paint. This is when we were finishing off yesterday. Hey, Josh, that's all for you, buddy. Anyway, we have a few parts. This is like the read the comments and learn a bunch episode. So I ended up getting some moving blankets. Someone actually suggested that. I'm going to hang them across the back there. I do want access in there, and I don't want to have a back seat. I know a lot of people think I'm crazy not having a back seat, but the seat's pretty beat up, and I think I want the room for storage. Extra parts. I also got some different optical grade compound. Man, the planes are loud today. And a microfiber buffer. I guess this is more aggressive stuff for the windshield. Again, that was a comment, so I appreciate the hell of that. Oh, and I just did this. Overflow, little tank. I'll put that in there just to have. Everyone, main concern, which is mine as well, was cooling in the heat. So hopefully it'll be good. I mean, we have an aluminum rad, electric fan, all those sort of things. So should be good. Now, one more thing I got to get while I'm under there, I got to fill the diff up. So I'm going to use one of these little push and go things. So we'll get that taken care of. You want oil in the differentials, it turns out. And the final thing, I'm going to use this rib nut setup. I've had this for a while. I don't use it very often. I'm a big fan of those insulated P-clips and self-tappers for everything. They just work. But somehow, the fuel line came undone from 3 or 4 of those P-clips self-tappered into the frame and was resting on the exhaust. So there's no damage done. But I feel like on a long road trip with hot exhaust, you don't want the fuel line to intermingle with the exhaust. So we're going to go ahead and use this. And the way this works, you just thread on these little doohickeys, so they're threaded on the inside, and they're just a rivet. Watch me just mangle the paint on the, oh, no, not enough. This is embarrassing. So you want to get them in, and they just work like a regular rivet would. So they crunch themselves in. Now what would happen is in between the crunch, that's where the frame or the sheet metal or whatever would be. Then you could, hang on, take it out, this becomes loose. So this would then be in the sheet metal and it's got a threaded piece, which is flush, so we'll do that. And then I also bought some El Grande zip ties, and I'm just gonna go ahead and run zip ties around the frame and the fuel line and the brake lines just as an added precaution. Doesn't look the best, but you know what? for the $12 I'm gonna spend here, it's worth it. Let's do that, wheels and tires on, drop this thing down, and it's basically mechanically done. Next video, polish. Video after that, put miles on it. All right, so we're under here. We got our miscellaneous jug of, I believe to be gear oil. This stuff's always kind of thick. So we'll fill this little syringe up. Of course, it's going to be a hassle. This thing holds half a liter or something like that. Okay, so we got that. Pull that out. We got our little drain. Look how clean I am. A drain pan in there. Oh. I'm just going to goosh it in there. This thing probably only holds, I don't know, a liter and a half or so. And it's a sight fill, so go until it dribbles out or right at the level mark of the plug. We should be good. I got the drain plug double checked tight. I double checked the, God, gear oil stinks. I double checked the drain plug on the fuel tank. While I was in here, I noticed actually the vent for the fuel tank is not hooked up, so we'll go ahead and fix that while we're at it. And just a little bit of wiring, just on the fuel tank. We'll make sure that's cleaned up, and then I'll see you at the rib nuts. God, this is hard to do. Okay. Ugh, terrible work. So there we go. Just starting to dribble out, so that's right where we want it. And, oh, don't fall in there. Anyone asking? I am aware. Limited slip, additive, we're good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was under the car with all the intentions of showing you how to use these. And then my hair got caught in the creeper, and then I got frustrated, and I figured I'd show you here because it's way easier. So we're just gonna drill a hole in a piece of sheet metal here. This piece here, she slides right in. This isn't the exact right hole, but you know what? Not too bad. So, just thread this bad boy in. You know what? If I bend this over, maybe it'll. Nah, it's not gonna work. Anyways, you give her one of these. Unthread it. And it's in there somewhat permanently. Now, I will say, after I was under there, the self-tappers didn't fall out. One of them broke, so maybe I over-tightened it. Zipping it in there doesn't sound like something I would do, but... So now you can see on the backside, she's all squished in there. And this is metric, unfortunately, but... It'll thread right in. And there you go, it looks a little more professional. So I put 2 of those in there underneath. And then zap strapped everything to the frame and put just zip ties on all sorts of stuff that probably didn't need it, but you know what? It doesn't hurt at this point, and I don't want to have any issues. Now we get to struggle. It's a fun time. Putting the rear wheels on 57 Chevy, so oversized tires, you got to lift the body up, let the diff hang, struggle, get mad. It's a fun time, but man, does that paint look good. All right, so here's the fun part. Try and get this thing as high in the air as we can with a sketchy 4x4 block of wood. And once it makes contact, it'll sandwich together. Press fit. You know what? This is as high as we can go. Unfortunately, I think the jack stands are almost maxed out. So I'll move these under the frame. Something like that. So here's the fun part. This is a 275/60 15. This car's not terrible, but oh, It's not bad at all. I must not have had the diff dropped all the way. Never mind, my stuff's gonna be a struggle. Oh, you know what it is? It's the convertible, because I have drop leafs on it. And that was the last one I did. So there you go. If we get a flat-on power tour, won't be that terrible. So we'll zip this on. Oh yeah, I forgot I gotta do that. One hose on the fuel tank. It's gonna be down the ground. Yeah, ready to roll. Oh, and you gotta use a impact with a 1/2 inch to 3/8 reducer onto a chrome socket. So car is on the ground, obviously, for good looks. I put on my little overflow tank. Pretty chintz little unit, but it works. Actually, that'll be a little bigger, but whatever, it probably holds a liter or so, so we got her plumbed in. Unfortunately, the fittings are on the wrong side, so I just kind of ran it around, and whatever, it works. That's all taken care of. What else did I do? I think that's about it. Anyways, I want to try this new cutting compound stuff. So we'll do just a little sample. Danny's holding the camera. If you want to come around maybe this side. So this is, again, someone recommended this is what they use on their windshield. Oh. So we'll see to get the kind of the junk off. So I already wiped down some Windex. We'll just try a little corner. Apparently stuff's more abrasive, and I'm using a more abrasive pad. We'll see what happens here. At the very least, it smells good. So hopefully that didn't sandblast the windshield or something. Also, it's dirty inside. Let's see. Well, that worked out really nice, actually. It's hard to tell because the window's so freaking dirty on the inside, but went from that to that. Let's do the front a little because the front windshield's clean. And there was a few spots I think I missed. I don't know. Well, let's try that. So it's just got a little bit of a goop or whatever left over. It definitely grabs harder. We'll see what happens. I think can I grab that? I think it's better. It's hard. The light has to hit it just perfect, but right there's kind of what I just did. Over here, I don't know if you can see a little spot. So it definitely works better. I'll set the camera up and we'll jam through those. And I think once we get that done, I'll clean the interior up, have my little blankets, finish this video, and then I'm going to sucker Murr over to run this polisher over the whole car, because that seems terrible. So I climbed in there and wiped down the inside. It definitely takes it off better than whatever the other junk I had. Well, same stuff. I think this is just more aggressive. So we'll do a little half and half and see what turns out. But it very, very doable. Okay, well it is noticeably different. I'll wipe this side off just so we can do a little side-by-side comparison. But came out great. Unfortunately, I'm out of Windex, which is a bit of a hassle. To run out and get some real quick. But this, I don't know how this shows up on camera. Whoops. So that's, oh yeah, there we go, in the light. So that's what we were dealing with, and it doesn't come off. And it's like gone. Right here, the very bottom is a little bit, but I guess it's the old round orbital, I'm beating the hell out of it. So like, look at that. It's like brand new glass. Worth it. Whatever this wasn't cheap. I think it was like 30 bucks. And then the pad, which is 20 or whatever, but worth it. I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna get some Windex and clean the windows up real good and hang that back blanket. I'm not gonna bore you with that. I'm gonna back this thing out. We're gonna walk around it. I'm gonna be proud of it, and then wash it, sucker my old man to come over and polish it. Well, back the old girl out, and man, I know I keep saying it, but I'm really pleased with the way this car came out. I think it's just fantastic. So it looks like it might rain. We'll see what we can do. Anyways, what did I do? Oh yeah, I polished the windshield. So it came out pretty good. Front and back. I don't think I can complain about that. I did put in this little, whatever, I just put a few, well actually those nutserts. I still gotta do something with the sides, but I think they'll do the trick. I do have a second one, which you might take anyways. You never know when you wanna lie down on a moving blanket under a car on the side of the freeway because it has failed to proceed. Now, car's done. There's only little bits, tips and tricks and fun stuff to kind of get taken care of. I did create the ultimate sin. Well, not the ultimate sin. I pulled on the one little thread and I've caused myself, well, my old man, a pile of work. Started polishing. Look at this. That's the original paint. Damn it. That's the original paint that we managed to kind of bring back. Now, obviously, you know, you can see what this was kind of down there. It came out so nice, and then that's what, this is obviously what it's been for quite some time. So we've opened a can of worms, the polishing worm. I did that. I did polish just the top of the doors, because again, this door I painted separate. That's the original. I think that matches enough that no one will barbecue me at the stake there. And I did a little bit on the roof, just this one little section. Now the roof is the real concern. This car was all black, and then they added the white on top. As you can see, I'm sure I've said it before, but right here, metal, primer, black, white. So the more white we try and get through, now a lot of this is dirt, some of it is black coming through. The more we polish the white, the blacker the car will get. So that's gonna be the tricky part. The black should polish up just fantastic though. And I mean, I don't think I've ever had a true black hot rod. Well, I had that Challenger, but it was pretty poorly done. This is all like original paint and stuff. I'm really excited to polish this back. So we're gonna be really careful around the emblems that were just painted and whatnot, but you know what, that's the next video. I don't even know why I'm talking about it. So we made it to the end of this one. Runs, drives, all those things. We're gonna be putting a pile of miles on this thing, but I'm starting a new video right now with Mur. He's on his way over. I'm gonna clean the garage up. We're gonna be polishing our faces off. A new polisher's good, but vibrates my arms. So I gotta take a few breaks. So tap him in, clean the chrome up. Thanks for watching. Comment below, subscribe, all those things. Let me know what you think. See you in the next video.